Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Nathan Builds Robots. Today we're going to do a year in review, talk about all the things that we covered on the channel in 2023, and what we've got in store for next year. We've got more cool projects, more collaborations on the horizon. So first off, if we look at the subscriber count, we're getting close to that 50,000 mark. So if you're new here, welcome. I'd like to say that I've got the highest IQ audience on the internet. So you guys are all geniuses, especially if you subscribe and join the notification squad. You're extra smart. And in terms of content on the channel, we've released a ton of videos. One of my biggest videos this year was about carbon fiber filament and how it sheds particles into your skin. It's something where you should think, do I really need carbon fiber reinforced filament? Most of the time you don't. Regular plastic works just fine. And for the rare cases where you actually need carbon fiber reinforced filaments, maybe you should consider putting some kind of clear coat or spray paint onto your parts to help encapsulate those fibers. So the more you know about that stuff, the better, especially with health and safety. I also did a little bit of experimentation with my own 3D printer design. This was my quadrupolar printer. It's actually in the corner here. Basically, the idea with that was to make my own design of 3D printer that's super huge and has multiple print heads. Going into 2025, Creality's really stepped it up with the K2 Plus, and who knows, maybe there'll be a K2 standard size and a K2 Max that's going to be like the size of a washing machine. I also did this really fun video where I was messing around with a 3D printed nozzle. If you're curious how that worked out, you should definitely check that video out. I actually invested in a bunch of specialized macro equipment to get those microscope-like shots that are extremely high resolution. You can see the orifice of a 3D printer nozzle in great detail with those, and see all the little individual particles of metal that were fused together to make the part. Those are just some of the investments that I've been making in the channel to get better multimedia for you guys to just see all sorts of interesting things in the 3D printing world. The main reason I got that stuff was because of the initial investigations that I was doing with carbon fiber reinforced filament. I wanted to be able to magnify an image to be able to see the individual particles of carbon fiber. And in doing that, I now have a really high quality macro lens. So if you want me to take a really close look at some stuff in future videos, let me know in the comments down below. And to round things out this year, I did a couple videos from Formnext. Formnext is basically the world's largest 3D printer convention. They have a bunch of industrial stuff and a lot of consumer grade stuff. So companies like Bamboo Lab, Creality, Prusa, RatRig, they're all there showing off their cool stuff. There's less of the community-driven projects. Those are mostly relegated to the RepRap festivals. But at this professional show, you've got all sorts of insane printers. So I filmed a bunch of stuff there. We saw like extremely microscopic metal 3D printed parts, parts printed with all sorts of different properties, just a lot of really cool stuff. But what's more interesting to me is I was able to follow up with a few companies like Prusa and RatRig and tour their factories. So I've got a couple cool factory tours coming up. I'm excited to share with you guys. The Prusa factory visit was really cool. It's in the city of Prague, so it's like a big tourist destination. There's all sorts of sights and foods and beers to try out there. But in the midst of all my touristing, I was able to see the factory. So I'll be doing a video soon where I share, what I saw there. And then after that, I visited the RatRig factory, which is in Portugal. It's near the southern tip of Portugal, so pretty nice weather there compared to what I have here. So I'll be able to give you a first-hand look of how everything works in their factory. It's another cool European 3D printing company. And I think between Prusa and RatRig, those are pretty much the only mainstream consumer 3D printer brands that's from the European Union. There's some more industrial options and there's smaller brands. So who knows, maybe we'll start a Nathan Builds Robots travel vlog. And if I do, I'll be sure to let you know. We've also got some cool engineering projects that I'm working on behind the scenes. I've got another revision of a polar printer that I'm working on, which I'll be really excited to share with you guys once that's all working. I've got a lot of CAD models and I'm planning on doing a full-scale build of that soon. Maybe in the next 2 months. For that 3D printer project, I'm really glad to have JLC CNC on board as a sponsor, and that's actually the sponsor of today's video. I've used them for all sorts of projects, and I really like their services, so that's when I started talking to them about, hey, can you guys sponsor the channel? I really like what you do. And after that, I started using their CNC machining services, and they were basically the exclusive parts provider for this machine. They gave me some coupons to be able to buy parts on their website. I ended up going a little over budget, so I had to pay out of pocket to have some of these parts made. I didn't really mind because their prices are pretty reasonable, and having the parts made elsewhere would have costed more. So I've been using JLC CNC to have all my parts machined, and JLC PCB to have all my PCBs made, and one day I might use JLC 3DP, which is their 3D printed parts manufacturer, if I want to have 3D printed parts made out of metal. I think next year I'll probably look for a way to incorporate that into some of my videos. Having access to metal 3D printed parts is really awesome because it bypasses a lot of the main disadvantages of FDM printed parts. So I'm looking forward to working with them into 2024 as I start doing some other projects for the YouTube channel. It's nice and easy. It's one of the lowest cost manufacturers on the internet, and I've never been disappointed with the quality. So if you're looking to have some metal 3D printed parts made, or CNC'd parts, or your own printed circuit boards, I'd highly recommend checking out JLC 3DP, JLC CNC, and JLC PCB. Alright, enough about JLC products and services. Let's continue this video by talking about what I expect to see in the year 2025. So in 2025, we're going to see the Prusa Core 1 come out. We're going to see the mystery printer that Bambu Lab is coming out with, the larger format machine that probably has multiple print heads or hot ends or something to help speed up and reduce waste on their multicolor printing. Whatever it is, they're probably benchmarking it against the Prusa XL, so we can probably expect to see a similar print area and multicolor print speeds with that machine. But Prusa has been producing the XL for a couple of years at this point. So in terms of a tried and true design that you can just order today, that's a pretty good option. This Bambu Lab printer is going to be super ambitious, and it might have some early production issues like we saw with the A1. And when you're looking at large multicolor printer options, we've also got the Creality K2 Plus, which has already launched and has started shipping units. And for me, it's been demonstrating excellent print quality and reliability. So, you know, that's a product that's going to be tough to compete with just because it's so inexpensive. Whatever Bambu Lab comes out with is probably going to be at a higher price point. So will the higher price point justify the additional features that Bambu Lab's going to be putting on that machine? I'm not sure. For me, personally, I know Bambu Lab's not going to be sending me a machine because they hate me for some reason. Not sure why. But in terms of a low-cost, large format 3D printer, I think the K2 Plus has you covered. In terms of a large format, multicolor 3D printer with less waste, the Prusa XL already has that covered. So I'm expecting Bambu Lab to produce something that's kind of in the middle, that has some features from the XL, but is positioned a little bit higher than the K2 Plus, but it's going to be more expensive than the K2 Plus. So it seems like we're going to have a lot of competition in that larger format 3D printer market. We've just got a lot of stuff going on in 2024. I expect printers to keep getting bigger. In terms of speed, I think we've kind of plateaued. We're not going to see much faster 3D printers. The FLSun S1 and the S1 Pro are probably the fastest 3D printers that you're going to see on the market for the next year or so. I mean, those things are just insanely fast. Unnecessarily fast, you might say. Overpriced, too big for what they are. But if you need the absolute fastest printer on the market, I mean, that's an option for you. I think we're going to see a lot of focus on slicer improvements this year. We've already got great hardware. Now we just need to get more out of it by having the slicers be smarter, having them tune themselves a little bit better, have better integration of multicolor, possibly some non-planar stuff. That's kind of my predictions for what's going to come up in the next year. We're also going to continue to get more Bambu Lab clones. 2024 was really the year that the Clone Wars began. I think a really good example of that is the K2 Plus, which is basically an X1C clone at a similar price point, but much larger volume, similar print quality, similar features. Actually, more features than the X1C when you consider that it's got an active chamber heater. Also, it's got automatic belt tensioners that use motors. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I've just seen the hardware. Haven't actually done a deep dive on how they exactly work or if they work. But yeah, lots of hardware improvements. Now we need to see those software improvements, and we're probably going to see prices continue to come down. Everyone that's contributing on Patreon, I really appreciate you guys. Without your guys' support over there, I'd probably be looking for a job, you know, going back to engineering, which is my traditional trade. I'm pretty good at it, but I think a lot of you find my crazy experiments and commentary on 3D printing here on YouTube pretty exciting, so I'm glad you guys tune in. I appreciate every one of you, and I'm wishing you a happy new year and an exciting 2025. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode.